Hey guys, welcome back to Cctv, also known as the Cannon Collective, also known as AJ and Danny, also known as y'all don't even know who we is. Yeah. Say yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today, we're gonna come at y'all with a little bit different video. We're gonna be in the kitchen. Tell them what we're gonna be doing, Danny.
We're making pasta salad. Salad.
What's funny about salad?
I said salad.
That's not comedic. What's funny? Anyway,
Salad.
y'all. Yeah, we're gonna be making my version of pasta salad. It's like your typical cookout pasta salad. That's what I'm gonna call it. Cookout pasta salad. That's gonna be the title. You think that's a good title?
Cookout pasta salad.
Cookout pasta because you get it at a cookout. All right. So I'm gonna start off, and we're just gonna jump right in this thing. All right, y'all. Danny gonna hold up the ingredients. We're gonna go through these real quick. I came up with this recipe one day whenever I was tasting. Tasting the salad dressing, right?
Yeah.
And I said, because y'all know that we like to make pasta salad with Italian dressing. So I tasting this good old. We're gonna come over here in a minute. This good old Olive Garden Italian dressing is the bomb. So I was like, why not make a pasta salad with it? So I made my own version of pasta salad, and that's what we're gonna do today. So what we got, Danny?
We have mozzarella pearls.
Okay, yeah, we got these. I bought these pearls. Hold it up now. I bought these pearls because I like cheese in my pasta salad, and I know a lot of people use mozzarella. If you don't, you should get these because you don't have to chop it up. It's already in little balls. You just throw it in there, and that's that. And
Pepperoni minis.
so I bought these because, you know, another easy thing to do. You ain't got to chop up no meat, just pepperoni. There's only one, well, as far as meat goes, that's all.
Ham.
Okay, y'all, get you some cheap meat. If you make this, don't buy no expensive ham. Okay, and
Don't buy sweet meat.
Yeah, don't buy honey. Don't do that either. Don't do that either.
I don't like
Do
sweet
not
meat.
buy honey ham.
I don't like
That ain't
sweet
for this.
meat.
That ain't for this. Anyway, yeah. If you make this, get you some cheap. This, by the way, you can do whatever you want to with this. This is just a template. This is what I'm doing. I'm making this for my family reunion this weekend. They requested it because it is the bomb. But yeah, we just chop this cheap ham up. It's cooked ham, water added, and it's the thick like this. It's kind of like, this is what I get specifically. I don't really like this on sandwiches. I will eat it on sandwich, but I don't really like this. But in like a pasta salad, this is what I go for. I don't buy the ham cubes because it don't taste the same. So that's that. And then last but not least,
Cucumber
go in there. And yeah, we're gonna peel that and we're gonna chop that up, and that's how that's gonna go in there. Coming on over here. Come on.
I'm coming.
Come on. Okay, like I said before, well, I didn't say before, we got these, the actual pasta that go in the pasta salad. This is garden rotini. Just get the garden because of the color. If the name brand will probably say like tricolor. I don't buy the name brand. There's no use in buying the name brand.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Y'all heard it. It's the same thing. So get the garden rotini. That just means tricolor. So if you do get like, what's the other brand? What's the other brand? What's the name brand?
Honey, I don't know.
If you get the other brand, the name brand, they probably say like
start with a B.
tricolor rotini. Oh, now you want to Anyway, and then this right here is the most important ingredient. If you do not put anything else in this pasta salad, use the Olive Garden Italian dressing. No, it ain't cheap for a dressing. This is the biggest bottle. Again, this is being made for a family reunion, so that's why it's so much. Y'all don't have to use this. You just reduce the ratio. But you probably will need 2 bottles of this, or a big bottle, a small bottle, if you make a smaller batch for your family. But do not skimp on this, because if you're not making my cookout, what is the name of it?
Pasta salad.
Well, you gotta say it all together. What is it?
Cookout pasta salad.
Salad. Okay. You're not making my pasta salad if you don't have the Olive Garden Italian dressing. That's just it. That's the most ingredient.
God, break it.
That's what dramatic. You gotta have the Olive Garden product.
It's too much.
Shut up. Anyway, y'all, we're gonna go on over here. Y'all give me a minute. We're gonna come back to you, and we're gonna get this water boiling and get these ingredients packed, chopped up. Danny gonna do some chopping. All right, y'all, I'm filling this pot up with water. I do salt my water. Anytime I boil noodles, if it's for something savory, I definitely salt it. Using this iodized sea salt. This is what I like to buy. Yeah, just throw something in there. You ain't gotta add a bunch of water. I mean, a bunch of salt to it. This seems like a lot, but I'm adding a lot of water in here because I'm boiling 4 packs of noodles, but that really wasn't a lot of salt. But I do, even though it's a savory dish and I add salt, I don't add too much salt because in this dish, you got the salad dressing and the pepperoni and the ham, which all has a lot of salt in it. And so you don't want the noodles to be too salty, but you do want them to have the salt because it does add flavor to the noodles by itself, which overall just enhances the dish. So, yeah.
Papa, she can like it.
I'll put this in a video. Anyway, y'all. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to have Danny chop these. Chop the see shit. I can't think. I'm about to have her chop these cucumbers up and shred them and stuff. It's gonna be a mess because she don't. I'm the cook in the house.
I'm not the cook. I don't want to cook, and I'm glad I found a man that do cook because I don't like to do it.
Anyway, we're moving on to these cucumbers. All right, y'all. So what you gonna do? We wash these off of it. And wash my hands on video because I know how fuck it is.
Get that soap and water popping.
This is, I'm gonna take my ring off. This is going to my family reunion this weekend, so it'll be posted by then. So I can't have nobody trying to run their mouth at the family reunion. Moving on. So we're gonna peel these. You can put the cucumbers in the pasta salad whole. We already rinsed these off and everything. So, but like with the you can just cut it and have the peeling on, but I don't like that. I don't want to crunch on that and I don't like chewing on it, so I'll just take a peeler and I'll just peel it off before I cut them up. The old folk do not like to do this with a peeler for the most part. They like to do this by hand, but I'm 28 years old and convenience is the name of the G-A-M-E. And
Spell that right? Yeah, G-A-M-E.
because it's 4 letters. I mean, what?
Shut up.
I do. All right, y'all. So, y'all, I get down with a peeler. I use it. I don't know if everybody else do this. I like to get the ends of that because I just do. So yeah, I'm gonna go through here and peel all of these. I'll probably cut out most of this peeling, but I'm gonna just let her record just for the sake of it. What are you doing with that camera?
Putting it back on the cucumber.
All right. I'm gonna get Herbert. Y'all, Herbert had the day off because whenever we do these type of videos, he say it's too much. He just like to hit start and stop. But yeah. This recipe is fairly simple for the most part. I wouldn't say it's that time consuming either. As long as you the biggest part is getting your noodles boiled, and if you're making it, getting it chilled, because everything's gonna be hot, and you want to make sure before you add all your ingredients that the noodles is not hot no more. And so otherwise the cheese will melt, the cucumbers will turn brown or something. I ain't put the camera on me. They might turn brown or another color. I don't know. I ain't never did this. I ain't never tried it.
Color.
I don't know. Do cucumbers turn brown? They start looking nasty.
Right, and slimy. I don't think they turn brown.
Yeah, she's my produce expert, so y'all talk to her.
Let me tell y'all one time while he peeling. One time I was working in the produce section, and I had to set the trash out. And the dumpster is really high. Mind you, I'm only 5'3". That is it. Even though I could be shorter, but that's still short. So I'm out there taking that big bag of trash, and I tried to throw it over to the dumpster, and all the trash came out on me. And I wanted to die and go home. I went home, but I didn't die. But it was so bad because it's like all the spoiled stuff, all the rotten lettuce and all the nasty.
Funky.
And I said, I'm going home.
Did you drive that day?
Huh?
Did you drive that day?
Yeah, but you know, I keep bags.
I'm about to say,
stay
'cause
strapped.
I know your mama wasn't gonna let you get in her car.
Whatever, I had my own car. That was so bad. I went right on
All right,
home.
y'all.
Last one.
Yeah. On the last one, I don't play around with this pillar. The good thing about the pillar is, for the most part, it's safe. You can get a little ratchet with it. You know what I'm saying? Go fast. And for the most part, if you don't put your hand in front of this blade right here, like if I keep back here, you don't gotta worry. Every now and then I tap my nail, but you know what I'm saying? There ain't no knife. And the pillar's so convenient. And I know older folks, like older black folks, for the most part, they don't like to use stuff like this because they used to, you know, doing it by hand, and they feel like everything affects their dishes. But I will use a pillar and a heartbeat. And so, yeah, that's that. All right. I hope you was recording this right. I really do.
I recorded the cucumbers.
Because if we ain't got the right material on this video when I go to edit, you redoing it by yourself.
I ain't redoing this.
Say what? How you gonna say it? Hey guys, welcome to my cooking show with Danny. So what you're gonna do after that is, I like to chop my cucumbers in half. Some people might not feel like that's necessary. I do, because it just helps bulk up the pasta salad. It makes it easier to stir whenever you go to mix your ingredients. So I just pretty much just, the counter is clean. We just cleaned the counter, so don't be like, not the counter. It is clean. We bleached it and let it dry and everything, so we did. So yeah, I just cut it in half like that before I actually chop them. And that's what I do with all that.
Now I see why Tavis never wanted to record the videos with Auntie Z.
Because
It's too much.
it's not too much.
It's her mom.
You just gotta know when to put the camera on the food and when to put it on the cameraman. Like now, I'm talking to the camera and the camera ain't on me. That's all you gotta do.
My arm hurt.
When I'm working with the food and I'm not really addressing the camera, keep the camera on the cucumber. I'll show you in a minute, because you're gonna switch. We're gonna switch.
Short
We're gonna
attention
switch, y'all.
span.
Be more attentive.
No.
Do some of them games. They got the games on your phone.
I am 27 years old. It's too late
They
for
got
me.
games on your phone to help with that.
I'm 27. It's too late.
So, oh Lord, y'all done forgot. See, I don't like that. If I get that in my mouth while I'm eating pasta salad, I'm gonna be upset. Chop that off. Hopefully that didn't go behind the refrigerator, because
Me either.
I will forget about it and we'll be like, something stank. One day we're gonna come home, something stank. AJ, something stank is what Danielle's gonna say. It smelled like an old cucumber. And I'm gonna say, you know that day we recorded is probably behind
It was you.
the refrigerator. Anyway, it ain't gotta be perfect, y'all, because you see some of these, one side bigger than the other. Don't really matter. So, I'm gonna do these cucumbers, and I'm gonna let Danny cut up the ham and stuff. All right, rinse that out. You know, we ain't dirty, we ain't got bugs and stuff, but my mama is Mary Miller, and she taught me every time you take something out of the drawer, every time you take something out of the cabinet, rinse it out. You don't know what's been in it. Which we do not have bugs and roaches and stuff, but.
Or chicken.
All right, y'all. And again, you're gonna probably hear me say this a few different times. This is a little, I forgot what they call this thing. What's the real name for it?
It's not slicer, is it?
Oh, you got the camera on me.
Yes.
What they call this?
Is it a slicer?
Is it a slicer?
I think
I think it's a cooking name for it. a technical name for it. Anyway, we got this. We got 3 different levels of thicknesses. I like to go with 2, maybe. I gotta cut and see. But y'all gonna hear me say this a couple times. This amount of cucumber and other ingredients is just because it's a big dish for like a family reunion, and we're getting on quick. So that's why I'm using so much. But yeah, what I do is I use this. If you don't have one of these, just take the knife and just slice it down. It just takes longer, but this is very convenient. So what I do is I go across a couple times. Do like that. Pick it up. Checking the thickness of it. It's too thin. So what I want to do is I go all the way to the end, because that's probably the thickness I want for this pasta salad. With the cucumbers, especially if you peel them like I did, you don't want them to be too thin, especially being peeled, because then they'll get, once the vinegar and stuff from the Italian dressing gets in it, it really makes them really limp, and then they can start breaking down too fast. So I kind of get them kind of like this thickness, and so yeah, I'm gonna do that. So y'all stay tuned. I'm just cutting these, and then we'll come back. Huh?
Is this thing on?
It's on.
All right.
Okay, y'all. We're giving her a simple task right now. Put the noodles in the pot. Water ain't complete. It's getting there.
It's going.
It's hot.
It's going in.
Okay. Put it in. Put it in.
Ah! 1. This how they look.
Okay. Oh, like the box. Like what the little see-through window on the box.
Oh Lord, I ain't realize that. This is what it look like. You ever know what fuck we doing? This is what it look like. Last box.
Okay, get it a stir first before those stick to the bottom of the pot. Yeah, give that a little. Yeah, there you go. Hold the pot. There you go. There you go.
Leave me alone.
You're doing it. You're
Like I don't know.
I'm so proud of
We can
you.
go ahead and these folks thinking I can't do nothing.
No, that's not what I said. I said, how many times have you been in this kitchen since we moved in this apartment? Not our other one that we stayed in for what, a year and a half?
The other one we stayed in more than a year. It's probably about 3.
What?
I've been with you a long time.
2016. We moved in 2018, Danny.
We moved December 2015.
It was January 1st, 2016.
It was December 31st.
So when we stayed there through 2016. Okay, 2007. So we stayed there. So
The point is, I can cook in this kitchen since you've been here 2 times.
And what'd you cook? Can you remember?
One time was that box that was coming to the house. You remember that box? The boxes that was coming
the Home
to the
Chef.
house.
We got
yeah.
what is it? Home Chef? No. We had Home Chef. But the Hello Fresh is the one that we like. Ain't
Yeah, well, I cooked one of them.
it? Them Hello Fresh meals. Them things good, and it's worth it. It's worth it. You wouldn't think so. You look at the price, and you be like,
On my work.
I ain't spending $99 or $79 for a week worth of food for 2 people. That's how much it costs. It ranges from, you can get the discount when you first start. It ranges from like $60, $70 to $100. But you gonna spend that. If you like us, you spend that anyway. You just don't spend it all at once. We spent upwards of $30, $40 on one meal for the week. One meal. So that Hello Fresh is worth it, and it's good. If you do what the directions say, and if you know how to cook, it's gonna be banging if you already know how to cook, because you know exactly how to follow them. But yeah, don't pay our dogs over there. So
They out.
they making noise.
Not RR.
They ain't got that in there. So oh Lord, that need to start boiling again.
You sure do.
For those you don't want noodles to sit in the water too long. They start to suck up and look puffy, and then when they boil, they kind of nasty. But I think the water was hot enough when we went in there. So all right, y'all, we coming. Yeah, we'll be back. Noodles done boiling. They still boiling, but they done. We tested it. I'm mad. I missed. Y'all getting down here. on camera
Just hush.
because I asked her to test the noodle. I took the noodle out the pot. She said it's hot. I said, I need you to test this and eat it. I said it's hot. I'm gonna put it in your hand. She said, oh no, it's too hot. I said, just toss it back and forth. So, of course, I got anything on my face?
No.
So, of course, I put the noodle in her hand and she goes, ah! Ah! I'm like, toss it back and forth. Toss it back and forth. She's like, ah! Ah! I'm like, I wish I could have got that on camera. That was a moment of gold. So, all right, we coming over here. I was going to have Dan drain the noodles off, but she didn't want to.
No, I'm accident prone.
This is a big fight. This is a big part of
Right.
noodles. Yeah, so you probably don't want to get too close to that steam gonna fog the lid, but oh Lord.
It's too many.
It's almost too much for the strainer. No, it'll work. Oh!
See, that's why I didn't want to do it.
Oh, yeah, because
Honey,
would've been-
all them noodles that have been down that
we
drain.
lost a couple, but they'll just go through garbage disposal. So, pretty much, y'all, what I'm going to do is let that, well, just keep recording. Send that right there. Okay, look. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just let it sit for a minute. So, all that water, get the camera on me. Camera on me. I feel like I got something on my face.
Yes,
Yeah, hold on. Anyway,
looking dusty.
let me wash my hands real quick. Y'all, so what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna let that sit right there. And kind of let the water. Oh my God, what are you doing? You're the worst camera person ever! I'm gonna let this sit. How about this? Come on in the corner. What you standing back there for? Anyway, I'm gonna let this sit real quick. Danielle, don't be dumb. Alright, don't get too close to the steam though. So I'm gonna let this sit real quick. Let all that water that because this is a
Like
bunch.
I'm in church
This
with
is
all these
a
directions.
bunch of noodles. Well, I wouldn't have to test you when I was recording you. I had you good. I would go back to you, go back to the food. I was good. So look, I'm not looking at the camera no more. So when I look at the food, just fall to the food. Food. Come on. There we go. So I'm gonna let this noodle sit here. I'm gonna let all that water drain out. You know, everything. I think it's clean. We cleaned all this before the video, made sure this was all nice and sanitary because, like I said, this is going to a bunch of people. So I'm gonna let that water drain out. Usually it would drain out pretty quick, but because of so many noodles, I'm just let it sit here for a minute. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer it to this pan right here. This is a big deep pan. And I'm gonna spread them out so that they can cool quicker, so that we can go ahead and mix all these ingredients up, and then this video can be over. Anyway, y'all, I'm back. So, my noodles have been cooling. Okay? Still got a little steam coming off of them. Sorry, I put my finger in there. For the most part, they didn't cool down. About time. Ooh, a little sour. You know how it make my eye. By the time I get all the ingredients in there before my cheese, it be done cool them down to where my cheese is able to go in. I know it's like I said, it's steaming. What I meant to say before when I was draining the noodles is, do not rinse your noodles. Whatever you do, do not rinse your noodles. That goes for this dish. This is for this pasta salad, cookout pasta salad, for spaghetti. I know people do it. They might disagree, but do not rinse your noodles because it rinses the starches off and makes it hard for the dish to come together. You ever notice that? If you're somebody who rinses your pasta for spaghetti, you rinse your spaghetti noodles, you ever notice that when you put the sauce on it, that it kind of slides off and it feels slippery? That's because you done rinse the starches off that's on the noodles. So what you want to do is, do not rinse them, because once that's going to help everything come together a little bit more and better. So yeah, don't do that. Every now and then, like I said, I spread these out. This is a lot. I usually don't make this lot this much. It's 4 boxes, which is 4 pounds of those. So I had to keep stirring this to make sure that they were cooling down right, and that it wasn't still cooking the noodles on the inside. Because if I would have just let this sit in the strainer, or I would have just poured it in here and let it sit, the heat would have continued to cook some of the noodles, and then you would have got mush. You don't want that. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna start with the meats. That's how I get down. Start with the meats first, and with the ham, because of the way you chop it is, it's funny. It likes to stick to the other pieces of ham, so I just kind of like make sure I kind of do this and kind of spread it out. Oh, this is a yellow pasta salad. Y'all know about these pasta salads, so don't just act like, you know what I'm saying, I'm doing something out of the blue and this ain't all. Y'all know y'all done ate pasta salads with ham and stuff in it. You know, I know some people like tomatoes and stuff like that. Me and Danny, we don't really want that in our pasta salad, which is cool. And the reason I'm not putting it in this is because this ain't how I did it before whenever I gave it to my family for a function that I wasn't a part of. And they said everybody loved it. So, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But y'all can do whatever you want to. I'm just giving you the base, just the basics. This pasta salad can be customized to your liking. You can put tomatoes. Some people like onion. Yeah, you can do whatever you want to. It's gonna taste pretty much the same. It's just all of that. The most important thing, just don't change the dressing. Like I told you before, keep the dressing, because if you change the dressing, it is no longer AJ's cookout salad. It is something else that you made that is you can't, if anything. Get the cheapest noodle, cheapest meat. You don't gotta get those Hormel pepperoni minis over there. You ain't gotta get them. Get some regular pepperoni, the cheapest pepperoni you can find, slice it up. If you don't want to use pepperoni, you can use chicken. You can do whatever you want to, but do not change that dressing. You can use regular noodles, regular rotini that's all yellow, whatever. Don't change that dressing. Don't change it.
I change it.
But y'all, right now at this point, I'm kind of scared of
the ham.
I'm kind of scared.
Might be too many.
I don't think so.
Oh.
Because it's gonna be big and it's gonna stretch out. I'm scared. I got the biggest pan I could get, and I'm scared that it's still too small. So I'm gonna be struggling to stir this up, but it's all good. I'm gonna let Danny stir it.
You know I don't like the stir stuff.
Yeah, I swear I don't know how this look. If y'all is seeing the countertop in pieces, I apologize, because I swear every time I look at her, she's not even looking at the screen. She's just looking off into space with the camera like that. I'm like, so I apologize if y'all ain't even seeing the food. That is not my fault.
They is seeing the food.
I don't know, because you was standing somewhere else and wasn't even looking at the screen just then. And so, like, I'm not going to really mix this up with my hands, because even though I wash my hands, I don't want it. I don't like handling that, and I know it kind of turns people off for you to put in and see you mix their food that's going in their mouth with your bare hands.
And you turned me off.
What was that on?
Medea.
Oh yeah.
I could do bad all by myself.
Oh yeah.
And you
turned me. We don't watch the Medea plays by about 2,000 times.
Right now.
Okay, so what I don't want to do is, I know a lot of people might do it differently, is they just put everything in and then start stirring. What I do is I put something in and I stir it as I go, because it becomes too much to try to mix all of that at one time. And you have to really mix for a long time trying to get everything incorporated, because you decided to stack it on top of each other. So this is just how I do it. You can do how you want. I just, you know, especially with this much, it's a lot. This is probably the most I ever made at one time. But the good thing about this is, it really don't matter, like, as far as the ratio. You just want to have enough of noodles, but it don't really matter, because the flavor gonna be the same no matter what. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, you making something that like you baking a pastry or something like that. It's different. A pastry. So after that, like I said, we're going in with all the meats first. Bust these things open. Y'all, like I said, I'm gonna keep saying this, that I didn't you gotta watch that little pack that's in there. I did not
trying to take everybody.
I did not do a certain measurement. I just picked up a certain. I never made this much before. I just picked that here.
Get that out of there.
I just picked. I just picked up the amount I thought would be enough for each ingredient.
I'd be so hungry eating beef jerky. I'm about to eat it.
I do too. You reach back in that bag. You
pull that right.
You get that little bag. Ain't got many in there. You be done thought that was a. You be mad. That's why I don't eat beef jerky. It costs too much, but you don't get enough. See how that opened all easy? If this was off-brand pepperoni, I'd be still struggling with that bag. There you go. All right, y'all. So after that, like I said before, add an ingredient and stir. Or toss, whatever you want to say. You know, I'm not on the Food Network here. This is in my own kitchen. This is my own apartment, so I talk the way I want to. Yeah. And while we're watching this video, we just while we're making this video, never mind, I'll talk about it in the video. I'll talk about it in the video. Alright, y'all. So make sure that's nice and incorporated like that. I keep touching noodles like this because I just want to make sure that they're cool before I put my noodles in. That don't make sense. My cheese in. Because you in this camera.
Bruh.
You're making my do-rag. You're making my cap go up. You see it? It's moving.
It's moving because your head is too big for the cat.
Anyway, before I put my cheese in there, that's why I keep touching the noodles just to make sure, because what did I tell y'all? I told you that they were still kind of hot, but it's okay because once I add ingredients, it's going to pull from the noodles and cool them down, and sure enough, they are getting very cool because I added the other ingredients. So make the cheese the last thing you add in there. Your cucumber's going to be the next to last thing, because what I tell y'all about that hot noodle and a
He
cucumber,
said it was brownie, but I don't think they brown.
but they look nasty. That's what. But yeah, the noodles are pretty cool now, so they cool enough for the cucumbers to go in. But before I add the cucumbers, I'm gonna switch it up on y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding one bottle. Now I might not need all 3 of these bottles, but why do you do this? When I start talking, just move the camera. When I start talking to the camera, just move the camera. I'm not gonna add all 3 of these bottles, but I'm gonna add. I don't know. I might add all 3 of these bottles. That's what I meant to say. But I bought 3 because you just don't know. That's something you're gonna have to gauge. What I usually do is I add enough. I don't want it to be real juicy, but I don't want it to be dry either. So what I usually do is I add how much I think is enough, just to where I can tell it's not dry, and then I'll go back and because I don't know where the little tear thing on here. Y'all don't pay me attention with this knife. Don't do this at home. Anyway, I don't know. I'll go back with a bottle later. I'll take the pasta salad out of the refrigerator once it starts cooling. Probably since we're doing this video late at night, I might do it over in the morning, or when I wake up in the morning, I'll check it and see how much it's absorbed. And if it looks dry, if it looks fine, I'm just give it a stir. If it looks fine, I'll leave it. But I usually add some more. But you don't just want to add all 3 or however much you bought at once unless it's really dry, because what's it going to do is it's going to overpower everything. And it's going to have a really juicy pasta salad that's just going to be softened with dressing, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. So what I'm going to do is put this cap back on, make sure I shake it up real good, and then I'm going to spread 1 bottle. Make it easier to stir for when I add the cucumbers in. So just do this like this. See, one of these bottles is pretty big, and like I said, I bought 3 big bottles. I usually, what I do is if I make a big one at home, I'll get probably 1 big bottle, and I'll get a little bottle for the just in case. So I usually put 1 big bottle in there, stir it up, put it in the refrigerator, and then maybe add a little bit of the little bottle later on. That's what that's what I've done in the past. But this is a lot. So
Dog number 2 in the corner.
He's the greediest. I don't know. Our biggest one, Cash, is greedy, but he is greedy. But if he think he can get you to give him some food, he will try and try and try. All right, y'all, I'm going in with these cucumbers. You in here?
I'm in here.
All right, y'all. You see how when I slice them, you have the halves like this. This is what I like. I don't like the big rounds in there. I told y'all that before because it's harder to mix and they end up breaking anyway. And I think this just makes for an easier bite whenever you bite the food.
I want to eat it now.
You're not eating it now. You can't eat it at all until Saturday. So don't be dipping in here.
I'm gonna dig.
You can't.
I'm gonna dig.
Y'all don't pay attention. So, yeah, we losing some noodles. We losing.
Yeah, he's a little messy when he cook. He's messy.
Okay.
Louise.
I'm sure I'm not the only one. It's okay. You know.
Not.
You can do what it does. What? I'm scared.
I think it's gonna make it.
I think so too. Because we only gotta add cheese.
Yeah.
And so like I just did that and now I'm gonna add the rest of the cucumber.
No, there was more.
There was more.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
Then there's more.
More. Sing it.
Nope.
That's your song, isn't it?
No.
That's the song you sing.
It's the song.
Everybody got a signature
My
song.
family
Every song.
likes-
Oh, she fucked with this camera. Ah!
I think I be.
Ah!
I think I be asleep.
Wake up!
I can't.
Everybody got a signature song. Every singer got a song
I don't
that
have
they
one.
sing.
That is the
That
song.
is the song.
My family likes for me to sing.
More. That's your song. And For Your Glory is your other one.
Yeah, because I do that one good.
Okay, yeah.
I don't gotta think.
This is what I was saying right here, where
You were saying all the ingredients fall out.
no. This is where I was saying this is why I mix as I go, because imagine trying to get all that mixed in good together if everything is stacked, especially when you got this much food, when everything is stacked on top of each other, it makes it really hard to mix that up. So this is why I mix as I go, especially with this big pan, because I'm struggling as it is. I would really be struggling right there. So right now, these are the what I use right here. You in there? Mozzarella cheese pearls. These. What? Oh Lord. It fell off here. But anyway, this is what I use. You can use mozzarella cheese. You can use shredded cheese. I just prefer the way this tastes. You know, fresh mozzarella, it has this, it's a good taste and it's not really strong. You already got a lot of ingredients with a lot of salt in here. You got the ham, the dressing, the pepperoni. It's all very salty. So you don't want to get, I think using this type of cheese, it's a fresh mozzarella, it's not that salty like shredded cheddar or something like that. And it's a light flavor. You got a lot of strong flavors with the pepperoni and the salad dressing. So if you use a strong cheese, it's kind of a lot. So you just want to balance it out. And you can get the fresh mozzarella that's not in a pearl. You just have to cut it. But what I would suggest is get fresh mozzarella. Don't just get the shredded mozzarella or it's not the same. It just ain't. We gonna come back after I bust these open because this is giving me too much trouble and I got 6 of them.
Bye-bye.
All right, y'all, I'm back. I just used a knife to bust these open because they made that a little too much. But here we go. Are you on food? Are you in here? You good?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Take these. You see how they come out? That's why they call pearls. They look like clam pearls.
Let me get one.
No. So, like, just take them, spread them out. It's all right if you get a little bit of juice in there from the pack. It's all good. I'm just going to blame this all wet anyway. Those noodles are going to soak up a lot.
Cheese juice.
Shut up. Anyway, fresh mozzarella, like I said, you can use other cheese, but I recommend you use this for this taste, this particular taste. It actually, once that salad dressing hits it and sits with it for a while, this all works together, I promise. Like, once that salad dressing gets in this mozzarella, it changes the whole texture, the flavor, whatever. You won't even realize you're eating cheese. It's just something good. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm back from just washing my hands off because that cheese is kind of too much. But all right, so this is all the cheese in there. Some fell off to the side because one of the packs I cut too much, but I cleaned that up a little bit. So, all right, with that is done, and I'm about to add more dressing.
Bottle number 2.
Bottle number 2. I might need all 3 for real. Try not to use all 3. I don't know why I don't shake it up. But I do this stuff. You want to make sure you shake it up because a lot of this settles, and you gotta stir it anyway. But that's just extra stirring if you got clumps of basil and all that other stuff in another spot. So. This is a lot of dressing, so I think this is gonna be enough for the pasta salad. And I'm gonna use my other bottle as my tester whenever I pull it out of the refrigerator and see what it's doing. This is a lot. I might need a stronger spoon than this because this is really difficult to stir. But you do want to make sure that you get this mixed in good because you just want everything to be good and flavorful and everything to get. You're gonna have to stir it anyway. Regardless of whether you add more dressing, you're gonna have to stir it again because the dressing sits, it moves to the bottom. If you got, unless you just don't have enough and the noodles and stuff soak it up really fast, the dressing is going to go to the bottom. And even though you mix it up, everything's gonna get flavored, but it still want to go back and re-stir it and recoat everything. That's the whole point of sitting in the refrigerator. You can eat this right away, but it's not as good. Can you put the camera on me? It's not as good. If you eat this right away, it's gonna be good, but I recommend that you put it in the refrigerator until it's cold. I ain't gonna tell you how many hours that is till it's cold. Whenever you take out a spoon and you put it in there and put it in your mouth and it's cold, it's ready. Because by that time, it's all worked together. But you can eat it right away, but I'm telling you right now, ain't nothing like letting it sit. Just let it sit. Just let it do its thing in the refrigerator. I promise you, you wouldn't think that something simple like this. Now, I know everybody is like, it's just a pasta salad. We done ate pasta salad all our life. We know what pasta salad is and we know how it works. This pasta salad right here, this pasta salad right here is not your average pasta salad. I can promise you that. I promise you. And I'm only saying that because that's what other people, they know, don't you?
This pasta salad tastes like doo-doo.
Shut up. Don't let the devil use you like that. The lies. I'm say that your mom said, Just shut up. We're gonna have to really do some cleaning when we're done with this.
Punch you.
But it's a lot to stir, man. This pan is gonna be really heavy. And so we're gonna have to make sure that we careful transporting it because we live on the 3rd floor. And one tumble and this all gonna be for nothing.
For nothing.
This is the biggest pasta salad I've made. It's a lot. So y'all better eat it. If you're gonna be at the family reunion and you watching this video right now, you better eat it. So I'm thinking I might add, you see this? This is my test usually. I pull it out, it looks coated. Now see how much dressing on the spoon? It's coated. But I might add just a little bit more before I cover it up and put it in the refrigerator because I like to have a little bit of extra dressing because I know it's gonna get soaked up. So, but like I said, don't drown it. Oh, y'all, and don't do what I do when opening this thing. It's not safe. All right, stupid lead cat thing. You got a million
Mm-mm.
dollars. Alright, that's about it. That's all I'm gonna add extra. That's gonna be my this gonna be my maybe for later. Like I said, y'all, add what you want in here. Don't change what, Danny?
Don't
This video about to be jacked up.
the dressing.
Don't change the dressing. Y'all change the dressing, y'all done messed up my whole recipe. This was my creation. Not really, but it was. Because, you know, I decided to do it like this. You know, I'm used to, folks sometimes use these noodles. You know, black people, we do our own thing, so. But a lot of people like to use spaghetti noodles and the other Italian dressing, which I've never been a fan of. Let me just be clear on that. I ain't never liked, you know, the Italian dressing that's got the oil sitting on top of it. You gotta shake real good. I ain't never liked that, man. But this Olive Garden, oh boy, spend it. It's expensive. This bottle right here was over $5. So that's $15 right here.
Salad dressing.
But let me tell you something. Get the camera on me. Ooh, thought we gotta finish this video. Ooh. Let me tell you something. I can't say it enough. It's expensive, but it's worth it. Y'all know about Olive Garden salad dressing, but you wouldn't think it would flavor this so much. But y'all, we're gonna wrap this up here in a minute. So, yeah, just stay tuned.
All right, y'all. This is the finished product. This is the cookout, AJ's cookout pasta salad.
This name keeps getting longer.
Y'all make this for your friends, your family. This is what the finished product looks like. What I'm about to do now is throw some foil on this bad boy, on top of this bad boy. Put it in the refrigerator overnight. I will check on it in the morning. Maybe add more dressing to it. Just depends on how it looks. And yeah, and then I'm gonna make sure it gets to the people. Hopefully they love it, eat it up. So,
All right, y'all. That's the end of our cooking vlog. We hope that y'all enjoyed it. Are you looking at the camera?
I wasn't for a second.
Look at the camera. Y'all, this has been a stressful night.
I'm so sleepy.
We hope y'all enjoyed our cooking vlog of making this pasta salad. Y'all, like I said, you can do whatever you want to the pasta salad, just don't change the dressing. But by all means, please make a video of you making it. Mukbang this, please. Do whatever you want to. Other YouTubers make mukbang videos of you eating it, trying it, taste testing. It doesn't matter what. Just try to see. I promise you, it's not hype, is it?
Tastes like.
Damn, come on now.
No, it's
Really,
good.
it's just good.
It makes me eat cucumbers.
Yeah, and make your kids eat cucumbers along with a lot of salt and processed ham. But
Gotta have a little pressure.
But please try this out. It is very good. Like I said, mukbang it. Just cook it for your family. Make it for you know, cookout, family reunion, like I'm doing. Whatever you want to do with it, just try it out. We hope y'all enjoyed this. Just let us know in the comments whether you like this cooking vlog or not, and if you want to see more of my recipes and what we do. Yeah. So if there's nothing else, we hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
Give it a thumbs up. Let us know in the comments what you think. And if nothing else, I hope y'all stay blessed. Do what you do. And we'll talk to y'all in 2 days.
It's my time to shine. You ready? Are you ready?